Hello and welcome to our newscast. I'm Hwang Jie, live from Seoul. We start with the ongoing probe scandal surrounding President Park Geun-hye's close friend Choi Soon-sil. Korea's top office is calling the current situation a national crisis, and it's trying hard to calm public sentiment and accommodate the political parties' demands. As part of those efforts, the president started her week meeting with some religious leaders. Song Ji-sun tells us more.
Severe. That the word mentioned most by an official at the presidential office of Cheongwade, indicating that the top office is both aware of the degree of public anger and willing to listen to public opinion on the abuse of power scandal rolling the country. At a meeting with reporters on Monday, the official said the priority for the president and her staff is to stabilize the nation and ensure there is no vacuum in state affairs. He also said this week will be a critical period in efforts to strike an agreement with the opposition parties on ways to resolve the crisis. The opposition parties are demanding that President Park withdraw her nominee for Prime Minister Kim Byung-jun, saying they should be the ones to propose a nominee. The officials said Kim will be granted all the necessary power and authority to carry out state affairs. The president's chief of staff and the senior secretary for politics visited the National Assembly on Monday to arrange a meeting between the president and party leaders in an effort to seek their understanding regarding her choice. Another word the official repeated was communication. President Park met the same day with senior religious leaders representing Korea's Catholic and Protestant churches to seek their advice, keeping a pledge she'd made in last week in her second public apology. The top office said that going forward, there will be more occasions when the president seeks the opinions of other religious leaders and people in diverse sectors of society. As for how the president and the new prime minister will split their roles and responsibilities, the presidential office said it's not feasible to draw clear lines between the two at the moment, but all possible scenarios will be discussed with party leaders once they sit at the table to speak with President Park. Song Ji-sun, ARIRANG News.
And President Park Geun-hye is scheduled to meet National Assembly Speaker Chung Se-kyun this morning at 10:30 a.m. local time. She is paying a visit to the parliament to meet Speaker Chung and seek ways to resolve the political scandal and get state affairs running again. We will bring you more on this during our next newscast. And we will have to see what results the president and parliamentary speaker will come up with, especially on the political gridlock at the National Assembly over approving the prime minister nominee. But the deep divide between the presidential office and the opposition bloc showed no sign of narrowing on Monday. The opposition parties are threatening to oust the president over her pick for prime minister, while the ruling party is also mired in an internal feud with a former ruling party chair weighing in on the matter. Ji Myung-gil reports.
There's an internal feud brewing within the president's ruling Saenuri party. At a press conference on Monday, Kim Moo-sung said he was ashamed and urged President Park Geun-hye to leave the ruling party. Kim is a former party chairman and a potential presidential candidate in 2017.
As the highest-ranking member of the party, the president must take responsibility for the whole crisis by giving up her party membership. She should also withdraw her choice for prime minister.
That drew a sharp rebuke from the party's decision-making body, the Supreme Council, which said his comments are his own and do not represent the party. Meanwhile, current Saenuri leader Lee Jong-young once again refused calls from the party's non-pro-Park faction to resign.
Please give me some more time to find a solution to the whole crisis and to help the embattled president.
His refusal prompted a member of the faction to resign from the council in protest. On the opposition side, the parties warned that they could start a campaign to oust the president if she does not withdraw her choice for prime minister.
The president must reconsider having a neutral cabinet. She must accept a prime minister nominee selected from parliament. If not, we will start a campaign to oust her.
The president is responsible for making the political crisis worse by unilaterally nominating a new prime minister. She must withdraw her choice and resign. It's the only realistic solution.
On top of that, the former chairman of the main opposition party, Moon Jae-in, who is also a possible presidential contender, urged the president to make a, quote, important decision on behalf of the people, implying she should resign. Moon said this will be the best way for the president to prevent a vacuum in state affairs and show her respect for the Korean people. Kim Young-gil, ARIRANG News.
Moving on to the latest regarding on the ongoing probe into the scandal, state prosecutors are looking into whether Taeun-taek, a music video producer who had close ties with Choi Soon-sil, meddled in state-led cultural projects. The prosecution said Tuesday that it questioned a key person related to a national brand project called Creative Korea late last week. They quizzed the man, only identified by his surname Kim, about whether Ta was engaged in deciding what company would be in charge of the project. Kim was the former director of the company that won the government contract for the project. Ta, the music video producer, who is considered a key suspect in the embezzlement and power abuse scandal, is currently in China, making it difficult to push ahead with the probe. After months and months of campaigning, the end is almost in sight. Millions of American voters will head to the polls on Tuesday to select their next president. The latest polls show Hillary Clinton got a welcome bounce from FBI Director James Comey's announcement Sunday that agents had found no sign of criminality in the set of newly discovered emails. A Fox News poll shows Clinton leading Donald Trump by 4 points nationally. She also has a 4-point lead in the ABC Washington Post poll and in the CBS News poll, which were all released on Monday. Financial markets were also influenced by the FBI's announcement. Global equity markets and the U.S. dollar surged. The Wall Street Journal Dollar Index, which measures the dollar against a basket of 16 currencies, was up 0.6%, with the dollar up 1.4% against the Japanese yen. The Mexican peso jumped roughly 2% against the dollar. And that wraps it up for now. Thank you for watching. I'm Hwang Jie, and do join us again at 10 a.m. Korea time for more news updates with Mark Broom, and goodbye.